Hey Pisces, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at a little bit of sort of everything, what's going on in your energy, what's important for you to know, both general. We will look at, job, career, finances, as well as love and romance. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Not only do I really, really appreciate that, but it actually really helps out with the YouTube algorithms. Quite a lot of Aussie creators don't get the same push for views and things like that other creators do get. So every little subscribe, like, comment, it really does help out. So not just for my channel, I'm just such a small channel, but for all the other creators that aren't, outside of the US, it's a bit you know, niche towards the US, geared towards the US, unfortunately. But today I am going to be using the Psychic Reading Oracle. I also have the Red Rose Love Oracle. And the Lenormand deck I'm using this week, we have the Fairy Tale Lenormand. So getting sort of straight on into it for you Pisces. Pisces, what's going on for Pisces? What does Pisces need to know right now? Important messages for our Pisces, please. What's going on for Pisces this week? Ooh, interesting, Pisces. We're looking at a lot of real world, material world energy for you this week. Starting off with the travel card coming through there. So some sort of travel journeys, destinations. There is a lot of movement for you this week. We do also have the house coming through as well. So for some of you, that's out and out, making changes, moving houses, those sorts of things coming through predominantly. They're very strong for quite a few of you there. And it's not necessarily that you're actually going ahead and moving house. For some of you, it's more to do with the fact that this is something that's kind of just niggling at your brain this week. You're kind of really in this energy of thinking about moving, thinking about, like bringing more sense of adventure into your home in some kind of way. So even if you're not actually, traveling and moving homes or traveling to visit a home, those sorts of things, because I do get for some of you there may be, traveling to other people's homes, may be significant for your energy this week as well. Visiting, even if it's just visiting friends close by and things like that. It may be, just traveling to spend time at other people's houses for a couple of you there. But I'm also getting this energy of, bringing travel into your home in some kind of a way, that you're bringing that movement into your home. So some of you are doing some sort of redecorating or even just moving things around the house, so you may be sort of doing that thing where you're moving all the furniture and it feels like a totally different home when you do that and things like that, swapping rooms. You may be moving, swapping bedrooms with somebody else in the home and things like that coming through there as well. I will clarify and see if there's anything else important about that energy coming through here. For some of you needing to travel to be with family, house and home energy quite often does talk about family energy. So I do feel that for some of you it may be specifically to do traveling to see family or people that you consider family, part of your home, circle. Pisces, clarifying the travel and home energy for our Pisces, please. And for others of you, it's really got to do more with that planning, that dreaming of moving home, the planning of moving home. Definitely seeing, a lot of movement for you this week. But we do have the lilies coming through as well. So for some of you, it's not even about moving home right now. It's about, thinking about where do I want to be in the future, and where do I want to build my life, those sorts of things. So for some of you, it's depending on the stage of life that you're in, of course. Some of you are kind of thinking about things like, okay, well, when I do settle down and want to start a family, where will I need to move in order, where do I want to start that family and raise a family? For others of you, it's more along the lines of retirement age, older age, those sorts of things. Do I see myself settling in this area my whole life, or what area do I want to settle into, and be there, for for the remainder of my life, those kinds of things. Where do I see myself long term? The lilies is a very long term energy there. So really taking that into consideration about, am I happy with the suburb, the the location that I'm at, the actual house that I'm at, or do I see myself somewhere else longer term? We do see the key coming through here. So definitely some of you opening that door to a brand new home, definitely coming through for a couple of you. But with the key, it's all about opportunities. So there may be an opportunity coming to you this week where it's kind of like this may be your last opportunity to move to that location, or something along those lines, opening yourself up to the opportunity of, where do I want to travel in the future? It's definitely talking about opportunities for the long term. Really, really setting yourself some goals when it comes to travel and location-based things, I've always wanted to travel to XYZ, so this is the week where I'm really sort of planning that out, and all of a sudden here comes an opportunity for me to, maybe put down a deposit on a holiday that is that dream holiday that I've always kind of wanted, that kind of thing. Because we do see the rider there as well, so we definitely see movement with the rider. Once again, it does have a reference to travel. The rider can sometimes refer to different modes of transport as well. So, motorbikes, cars, bicycles, as we see in that, the horse. It kind of has magic carpet vibes as well. So, but it's really that opportunity for you to get moving. So some of you, it's kind of also giving too, especially with the travel and the house energy. It may be purchasing a motorhome. It may be purchasing just a new car, those sorts of things, because you think about it, your car is kind of a mini home, even if it's not somewhere you can sleep. You do spend quite a lot of your life in a car if you, are someone that, has to drive to work and those sorts of things. Quite often we do spend a lot of time in our car, so it does sort of count as part of that home bubble. So for some of you, that's the purchase that we're looking at. That's the transitioning that we're looking at when it comes to the home energy. It may actually be a vehicle. Okay, but we looking just to sort of see what's going on for you with the actual material world at the moment, Pisces. So, your job, your career, your money, your day-to-day, what's going on for you in, the material world at the moment, Pisces. Like I said, I'm already picking up that it's a very sort of material world focused week for you this week. You may be sort of really thinking about things that are like actual physical things rather than energies this week. Pisces, job, career, finances, material world for Pisces, please. Relatively specific message here, Pisces. We're starting off with the garden, which the garden, I am picking up two sectors here. I'm picking up two different kind of specific messages here, and the first one is for those of you where this is actually to do with your career, your job. Okay, so you're having some sort of important meeting this week when it comes to your job or your career. So as to whether that's meeting the boss, meeting somebody new within the company. I am getting a bit of a new kind of energy there for those of you where this is career related, but it's some sort of important meeting taking place this week, and it may not seem like a meeting. That's the interesting thing here, is it may not seem like a meeting, but it actually kind of is a meeting. Um, it may just seem very casual, but rest assured that there's an underlying kind of motivation to this taking place this week. We also have the snake and then the crossroads coming through here. So it's kind of like being a little bit on your toes for this meeting and understanding that it is a meeting that's taking place. It's not just casual chit chat around the water cooler, or it's not just your boss coming over to check on how you're going. There is actually an undertone to this, that it's a meeting. They do have something that they are trying to determine from this meeting. There with the snake here, there is an energy of deception. So I feel like for a lot of you, that deception, it is just the fact that it's deceptive, that it doesn't look like a meeting. That it's like your boss saying, "Oh, let's go out for drinks after work," or it's your boss just coming over and looking over your shoulder. And that's what's deceiving about it, is that they're playing it off very casually, but it's kind of like they're just trying to get a heartbeat on the situation. They're trying to get a vibe for, you know, if they were to take you aside and officially have a conversation about something, what would your decision be? What path are you more likely to go with that? So it's kind of like they're just trying to get a feel for, potential choices that you might make about something going on. So it's kind of like, for some of you, I feel like it's out and out. Your boss is kind of worried that you are about to, that you've maybe been interviewing for other places, those sorts of things. And so they're just trying to sort of get to the bottom of it, and really kind of work out, what choices is Pisces making at the moment? What's motivating Pisces at the moment? For others of you, it's kind of like they're wanting you to make a choice, but that's where the deception is. They're not wording it as a choice. They're kind of wording it as, oh, just getting a feel for your opinion, but they're actually wanting a decision from you one way or another. It is a little bit kind of trying to pull the wool over your eyes a little bit here, Pisces. It's not necessarily like a deception in a huge, big negative way. It's just this small little, masking the truth of their motivation here. Trying to see how passionate you really are about whatever choice you're making, or the things that you're doing and things like that. And it's kind of like, if we asked you, oh, Pisces, how do you feel about that person? So it kind of feels like they're just asking for your opinion on, like, I am picking that up for someone here, that they're asking your opinion on a person, and whatever you say leads to them making a clear decision, because they're not telling you, but they're considering letting go of that person, and whatever you say is going to sort of set that in get the ball rolling on whether they're keeping or not that person. So, just be aware about that. I feel, Pisces, and for those of you who aren't working, this has got something. It's a bit more to do with like a friend group kind of thing, like a friend socialization type thing. It may very well be in the guise of an invitation to do something or go somewhere with someone. But once again, it is trying to pull the wool over your eyes a little bit here, and there is just this undertone energy of, they're just trying to get to the bottom of something. It's kind of like, once again, trying to make their decisions from your opinion. What would Pisces do in the situation? And, that's how I'll make my decision. I'll sort of take Pisces advice and run with that. It does kind of feel that for those of you where this is a friend situation, just be very aware of that, because of the fact that it kind of feels like that, they're gonna ask you for advice on something, then they're gonna follow that advice, do what, make the decision that you would make. But then if that goes wrong for them, they're also going to blame you for that, Pisces. They're going to kind of say, well, you told me to, Pisces. And you're sitting there going like, no, I didn't tell you to do anything. I said what I would do, but I didn't tell you to go ahead and do that. But that's kind of how they're going to take this. So it's kind of just a bit of a preemptive, letting you know energy here. But looking at love and romance for you, Pisces. Love and romance for Pisces. What's going on for Pisces when it comes to love and romance? An important connection, a fated meeting. We also have here competition, the other woman. We're seeing the peacock, and I'm hearing showboat. Someone's trying to make out like they are competition because they're like peacock behavior. They're like displaying that they're more than what they really are in some kind of a way here. We also have the finances, mind on the money card. I feel like that's got to do with this person. Okay, so whoever this person is, they're kind of like, it does feel like they're trying to make you jealous a little bit here, Pisces. They may be doing so by sort of talking about their finances and how, oh, I've got this and I bought this and da da da, or so and so bought me this and this and that. It does feel like a little bit like showboaty type energy, showing off. Oh, look at so and so gave me flowers and brought me this brand new purse and da da da. But it's kind of trying to make you feel like jealous in a way. It's kind of trying to make you feel like, because it's very interesting here, because the energy it's giving me is that whoever this fated meeting, this important connection that you have, someone is trying to make you think that their connection with that person is more real than your connection with that person, because I keep getting that your connection with that person is a spiritual energy connection. It's a fated, destined connection, whereas for them, they're reading it as it's a material connection. It's a very physical connection. It's not actually close. It's not actually as soul close as what it is for you and that person. um So there may be somebody that you're involved with here, Pisces, that is dealing with more than one person, or this may be their ex trying to act this way, that kind of thing. Very interesting. Clarify this energy for Pisces, please. And it may even be their mother for some of you. It may actually be their mother trying to make out that they are competition for this person's affections. For some of you, this isn't necessarily like a romantic lover. This is actually like a friendship that you have with somebody, and there's somebody trying to, make out that all this material connection means that their connection is stronger than your connection with this person. But it's a bit of fakery. It feels like fakery, showboating type energy. Clarify this energy for Pisces, please. Love and romance for Pisces. Firstly, we have the heart. Okay, so we have unconditional love. We do have romance attached to that there. No, once again, it feels more like that unconditional love for a lot of you, especially with what I'm seeing here too. We have the scythe and then the coffin. Okay, so this may actually be more to do with an ex kind of thing, because the scythe is usually, the love has been broken. You've broken away from the love. You've made some changes here. That there's a change to the love, um, and then it's undergoing. It's gone through an ending and a brand new beginning. So for some of you, I'm getting that this could be, baby daddy, baby mama kind of energy. But there's somebody trying to make you sort of downplay how destined your connection to that person was. um, because they are, you know, I feel like this person, they're just trying to make themselves feel better about themselves kind of thing, and trying to gaslight themselves into thinking that they've got what what they wish they had with that you did have with this person. You seem to be going through, this seems to be going through, there has been an ending here, and you're going through some sort of transformation, and it was an important connection to you be, for some reason. So whether that's because you have a child with this person, or because that was just part of your destiny to learn something from this, and it's enabling you to transform yourself, so it's just kind of really wanting to talk about this. It's not really wanting to um, go into much more detail, or anything like that. It seems to be only an issue because of this person. That's the only reason why this is popping up in your love sector at the moment, which has kind of got nothing to do with you. It's got something to do with this person trying to make you feel a certain way, but really it's only because they're trying to make themselves feel better about things. So just teenage drama, it feels like, to be honest, Pisces. It just feels like a bit of high school drama stuff that you're like, I've moved on from this. This is yeah, I had a great connection with that person, but you can have whatever connection with them now. That's up to you. I don't feel like you're too bothered by this at all. It's just wanting to sort of make sure you know about it so that you don't get triggered by accident, I suppose, and play into that person. And they're trying to get a rise out of you, kind of thing. You've got much more energy going on for you at the moment this week anyway, with all that travel and house energy, focusing on your own money and those sorts of things. You're worrying about your own finances, not about that person's finances. So be it. But that's what we have for you this week, Pisces. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.